Hello everyone. So today I'll be addressing a basic issue which the user face while procuring some material from a vendor. So first of all, he or she may draft a mail in a unstructured format. It might be structured, but yeah, there might be some key points which needs to be extracted in order for the vendor to give a better understanding. Suppose I have these business terms and it might be somewhere hidden in those messages which I drafted in the mail. So we need to extract these key points about the request, that is I need these items and these are my terms and condition. I'll pay the payment within 30 days and I require a basic warranty of 12 months or something similar. So these points needs to be extracted well from the draft which a user is forming and should be presented to the vendor in a structured format. And similarly, when a response comes from the vendor's point of view, we need to provide the user a structured understanding of what the vendor is providing, if the item is a substitute or a better version for what the customer requested, or maybe there are some guidelines which the I mean vendor is having, like they want the payment within 15 days and they are ready to provide an extended warranty of 1 year if they are, I mean something like that. So in order to get the best deal out of the available options, we need to have this structured format, both for the user and the vendor point of view. So today I'll be addressing that issue only. And for this, I have the LLM doing major work, but there are some kind of hallucinations or maybe some things that AI cannot individually handle it. So I have my logic as well here. So I'll just give you a quick walkthrough. So for the backend part, I have used Node and Express, and for the front end, I have used React, and it is using TypeScript for both of them, backend as front end. For storing my database, for storing my data, I have used MongoDB, and yes, the main thing was that is the LLM part, and for that I am not dependent on any cloud service APIs like the ChatGPT or Claude, but I have used my local server here, and that is the Ollama. And for that, I had two models in my consideration, under consideration, that were DeepSeek and Llama 3.2 billion. Though Llama 3.2 billion didn't turn out well for this use case, I mean there might be it might not have that much amount of data which it was trained on, or maybe we need to fine tune for this specific use case. So I found that DeepSeek was performing well, so I just stick to that. And yeah, let's give you a walkthrough. So I have my server running here, so you can see that. Okay, I have my Ollama connection here. Ollama is running the model DeepSeek R18B. I have a polling service running as well, that is for checking the vendor responses for any request made by the user. And I'll just start the front end as well. So I have this running on my port number local 075173. So this is the first screen which you'll get. So here you have the process of creating a proposal. And this before drafting a proposal, I'll just add a vendor here. So I'll add XYZ, and this is my detail. So I'll just create a vendor. So the vendor has been created now, and for instance, I'm just using this only, a single vendor here. And let's start building the main part, that is the proposal. So I have some of them written down here. So this is a basic request, so I'll use this. Okay, and now what will happen is basically this will be sent to my LLM, and it will be a two-step process. First one is the extraction of the items that are 18 laptops, all the specification of those laptops. Then we have the 12 monitors, that is 27 inches. So this is the first extraction part, and the second part is where we draft a mail that will be sent to all the vendors. So this is a two-step process that is going on. First is extraction of items, second is the drafting of mail along with some details like the payment, delivery terms, and warranty. All these things are covered in the second API call. So you'll have the final draft here. So I'll just start the generate RFP. And okay, so the request came here. So it will take a little while. My laptop is not that efficient, so it will take about 1 to 2 minutes. So yeah, let's wait for this. So okay. So meanwhile, this is getting done. So I'll just give you what the logic basically is. That first of all, my this request is drafted out in the form of mail and structured items, then sent to the vendors, and all those vendors are, I mean, they may draft a mail as well in response to this. And we have a polling service which is running at every 2 minutes, and it will poll all the responses. I mean, the mails, and it will check for a reference number which we will get in the response here right now. And we need to I mean, the vendor needs to ensure that that reference number is being sent in the mail, that this is the proposal in reference to this reference number, and mention that thing. Or maybe you can just include your email id, but I mean, that is not a very valid check, because a vendor might be submitting many proposals, and the for different references. So we need to have a mail id and the reference number as a part in order to uniquely identify that mail. And the thing here happens is that we cannot just simply dump whatever the uh, vendor has sent as a mail. So what we will do is, basically, first step is extract all those items which the vendor has proposed. Now what will happen is that I may have a list of items, so just simply dumping all the items will not make any sense. So what I will do, I will first perform a semantics matching. Suppose I wanted a laptop, and they provided me a Dell laptop Gen 5, just for example, let's assume this. And what will happen is ki, I'll match these laptop and the laptop. I have a threshold of at least 1 to 2, and if some match takes place, then I'll further verify it, and form a list of all those matching items, and then send it for matching the specification what the uh, vendor just provided. Sorry. If it is a better match, then it's well and good. If it's a, I mean, lesser or substitute, then we'll have scoring accordingly. Suppose a AI agent rates that a laptop is a laptop, but we cannot just simply depend on the AI score for ranking. Suppose I asked for a 3 months warranty. The the vendor is providing us a 12-month warranty, but I don't even have a single item in the proposal which matches my request. Then my that proposal is of no use. So AI might consider the warranty as a weightage key. This vendor is providing us 1 year of warranty, which is much as compared to what we expect. So it might score it a good ranking, but we have final checkpoints. So yeah, let's get back, because I think this is done. So I have this here. So you can see there were two requests that were being made. The first one and the second one. Mostly they took 1 to 2 minutes, since my laptop is not that much capable. Okay, sorry. So it was able to extract all those items. I had a warranty of at least 1 year. Okay, let's check. Warranty 1 month. Okay, this is something that it didn't interpret it well. Second is the items. So yeah, let's take the budget first. That is $45,000. That is fine. I have to order 18 laptops. I want a RAM of 16 GB and SSD of 512, and Intel i5 or equivalent. Processor Intel i5 or equivalent. And then I want some monitors, 12 monitors, 27 inches each. 12 monitors, 27 each. And delivery deadline is 30 days. So today is 10th of December, and the delivery date is also more or less, I mean, yes, it's fine. Now, moving on to the mail. So I have this mail here, and you can see all those specification mentioned correctly, and the budget and the all those things. You can see that there are few things that you might feel key that AI has not done well. So a final check is something that you can do, or maybe we can refine it further, that no human intervention is needed. But that step is at a very far stage. I mean, we need to ensure that the systems are working fine in order to remove the human intervention completely. So I'll just add the vendor. This does not sound good, so I'll add this. And I want a 1 year warranty, which it interpreted wrong. So I'll just add 1 year, and I'll add my name here. That's all. And let's look into this, the reference number which I was talking, which the vendor needs to include in the mail. So this is the reference number which the user needs to use. And what it will do is, I'll just click on save. what it will do is, when the response came from AI that this is the final mail, it stored a RFP in my database MongoDB basically. So here you can see I have this here. So I have all those basic fields and the items here, and the different keys, the budget, delivery deadline, payments, and these. And then this reference number, which is basically the underscore ID, was generated from Mongo and it was appended in this mail. So now it updated that record with the message I just updated, that best regards Hitesh, and the 1 year warranty thing and all. So I'll just accept and continue. And here I will get a list of all those vendors that I have in my DB. So presently I have one only. So I'll just send that RFP to one vendor. Okay, so this is processing. Let's see on the server also. Okay, email sent to Hitesh Aslani. And yes, here also you can see that the email is sent successfully. Now what I will do is I'll go to my mail. Okay, I have this RFP here. See all those messages that I saved, that were properly updated and saved in my DB, and that is what was sent. So I'll just compose a mail and include this reference number here. Compose. Sorry, I'll send it back to my mail ID, which it subject. I have this also here, proposal. Maybe I'll just take this. So it is a very rough prompt that was created, and I'll just thankfully can definitely, here's what we can offer for, and I'll just include my reference ID anywhere. So okay, so I'll just include it here and just send it. So I will have that email here. Okay, let's not check it from here because it might get seen. So right now the poll will start running. It last ran at 21, 25, 50. Okay, so time might be in different time zone. So let's wait for it to run. Um, it will take some time. Yeah, let's wait for it because I have added a 2-minute delay for polling. Yeah, so I was basically talking about that thing only, that a proposal comes and we extract those items, perform a semantic match that okay, these are similar items, and assign those RFP item ID. So when I drafted that mail using AI, so I had these items extracted and created an underscore ID for that. So when the semantic match will happen, suppose I have a Dell laptop in my proposal, so this underscore ID will map to that item, that okay, in order to give a user a view that okay, this is the matching, these are the matching items, and these only will be sent to the LLM. So suppose I ask for a laptop, so what will happen is laptop was in the laptop 16 GB, 512 GB SSD, and what the vendor proposed was a Dell Gen 5 and a basic i5 processor and 16 GB, 512 GB. And these two will be passed. I mean, I have concatenated all those items as a single string, and uh, the proposed items. And along with this, I am passing some weightage. Suppose I have 5 items, I'll divide the percentage of items up to 60%. Suppose if all these items are matching, that 60% will be given to those 5 items. So for each item I'll have close to 12%. And for similarly I have for weightage for the warranty, payment deadlines, and any extra benefits that the user might, I mean the vendor might propose. So I have that divided, and suppose these things will result in a AI score which might be good, because considering warranty and budget, all these are fine in the proposal, but your items are not that relevant to the ones you requested. So in that case, that proposal is of no use. So we need to override the AI score which the LLM generated. So for that I have the logic in the end. So whatever the AI score is being generated, we cannot just assume this thing ki, okay, this is the score, which is okay, fine, doing well. We need to ensure a penalty. Suppose if there's a missing item, we'll deduct 15% for each item. If we have items and some quantity is missing, so I'll have 5% deduction. And similarly, if I have zero items, then I'll override all the AI score which was generated due to those other factors. So this is the basic logic here that I have implemented in order to have a better control over the scoring system. We cannot just totally depend on the LLM to generate a score. It is a smart machine. We can prompt the LLM to score accordingly, but we need to have some kind of weightage and compliance metric basically. So for now, the compliance metric which I am having is are the 3 to 4 factors which I have taken, like the budget, delivery deadline, payment terms, warranty, required months, and all. But these need to be, I mean, either provided by the user, or we can adopt it according to the business requirements. So for now, I have taken just what I just showed you. So in here also we have this two-step process. First, item extraction, and then second is semantic matching of those items. That okay, laptop sounds similar. Yeah, so we can keep these two items, pass and assign an underscore ID to it. Then we have these three different furniture, or maybe mouse or keyboard or CPU. We'll assign those underscore IDs to those corresponding items, and then pass that again to the LLM. Now you analyze these specifications, the compliance matrix which I told, what the user requested, or what the vendor proposed us. So that will have an AI score. Then we have penalty calculation, like I told, missing items, missing quantity, I mean less quantity. So for penalty, we have that budget constraint. Suppose if I have a budget of greater than 20%, then I mean what the vendor proposed is greater than 20% of the budget that I had in my mind. So I'll deduct a few percentage for that as well as penalty, and then the final score will be calculated. What the final score will be, I have capped it between 0 to 100 range, so that it does not go beyond that. And we'll have our final thing here. So this is now final. So I have this mail here. The polling started. You can see completed AI analysis. So these were 2 steps, and I'll show you the reference number here as well, for which I so F00. Yeah, so proposal already exists. So actually ran 2 times. Okay, for RFP F00. Yes, this is the one. Now let's move on to our dashboard here. View all RFPs. So here you will have a list of all those RFPs. Let's see the details. I have one proposal. So this was from the company XYZ, and it has a score of 85 out of 100. And the total price they suggested is of 42,700. Okay, let us check this thing. So yes, the budget is extracted properly from the proposal which was sent. Payment terms net 30 days. Warranty period is 1 month. Okay, so there is some issue with this extraction of the warranty period. I had mentioned in the prompt that calculate it in months, but yes, it is hallucinating sometime. We can refine this thing by giving them examples. But yes, we need to spend some more time on the prompt thing. And yes, definitely using a better model, GPT or Claude. This is a very simple task which I did here, but it is a very small model, so it might be hallucinating in some cases. Okay, so I have a detailed view as well here. So what the key strengths were, that the items quantity matched exactly what I wanted. All required specifications are met or exceeded. Delivery time is within. Warranty meets within the minimum required duration. Payment terms are exactly the same. Total price is also below the budget. So all the points are more or less favorable. And now no critical issues found, concerns. Yeah, nothing was found. So the recommendation is that okay, this proposal fully meets your requirement and provides a competitive pricing. So yeah, you can move ahead with this. So like you can see here, see the laptop thing which I told you. So this was the requirement, and this is the vendor offering. So you can see the RFP ID was being assigned to this. And if we move on to our DB, I'll have my proposals here. So what you can see here is that, so this object ID, I'll copy this. This was assigned to me from the RFP item which was there in the proposal. I'll search this. Yeah, so you can see the laptop which it was here, that was mapped properly. This might not be the best approach here, but I had few things in my mind while doing a match. Because suppose if you have ordered for a monitor and you are getting a proposal in which it is mentioned that you will get a system, so a monitor and system are nowhere to be, I mean, similar. They are very different. And if you just pass that requirement and the proposal, and this is a very small case when companies will have a very large requirement, a very bulk order, in those scenarios passing that whole data and again verifying which item matches which one, we need to have some logic which is, I mean, simplifying that thing for the AI as well. Because AI is more or less something which will perform operations on our instructions, and we need to refine that prompt as well. And the second thing is have some penalty checks like I had, because we cannot just simply depend on AI providing us the correct score. So yeah, this was all about the working here. Like starting from the user point of view, took the request, extracted those items, formed a mail and a reference number, and sent it to the vendors. Received a mail from the vendor for that request, and then analyzed it, extracted those items, performed a matching, and then send it back to the LLM that these two matches are, I mean, similar, and this is what is being provided by the vendor for this specific item. Analyze this if it is a better match, or is it a substitute or lower something, and then AI will perform a score, provide a score on these parameters and provide us. Now we need that penalty check here, and that will be implemented. So yeah, we'll have a fair and reasonable scoring here. And yeah, that was all about this. And for the code walkthrough, I'll just give a small brief, I mean, uh, things what I have done. So basically, I have divided my modules in the proposal, RFP, and vendors. All these are more or less the CRUD APIs, but in the proposal, I have my analysis service here, which is basically, I mean, calling, I mean, performing the checks or either calling my LLM. And for the LLM, I have a service here. So in this, I have a Ollama service here, which will, I mean, help check, get model and all. So this is basically generate text, and these are all the utility which I have used in order to use my LLM. Basically a kind of wrapper just to interact with it. And for the vendor, I have just the CRUD ones. RFP also more or less, I have the CRUD APIs. And proposal, like I told you, the analysis service is the main where I have all the logic implemented. And for the services, yes, I have that IMAP and SMTP service. The IMAP service is basically in order to, uh, I mean, these two basically are in order to send a mail and basically, I mean, keep on polling that any mail has arrived or not in order to check for vendor responses. So for the IMAP and SMTP, you can just basically configure those things. Yeah, and apart from that, that is all. This is the server file. And yes, the basic layers that are implemented in the CRUD as well. So for every module, I have a router, I have a controller, I have a service layer, and a data service layer. So in the routes and the controller, so for the routes, I have the endpoints mentioned, and for that specific route, I have a controller which will take a request and the response and perform a basic sanity check. Then I have a I have a service layer which includes all the logic, and for any updations in my DB, I have the data service layer. So this is the breakdown of my different layers that I have used. Yeah, so that was all about this project. And yes, it is a very basic thing, but yeah, it basically gives an idea that how we can approach a problem of this RFP system, and how we cannot simply rely on AI for generating an AI score by just simply dumping the request of the user and the vendor. Yeah, thank you.